Welcome to Successful Living with Bill Knapik. Every week we talk with interesting people in a variety of professions, and along the way, get ideas to enhance success in all categories of your life. Successful Living with Bill Knapik starts right now. And here's your host, Bill Knapik.
Welcome to the show, Successful Living with Bill Knapik, and today with Talena Gulash. Talena is involved in several businesses. We're going to hear about the businesses that she is a part of and runs. In addition, we're going to pick up a few tips along the way that we can use in whatever we do. Talena, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about the main things that you started with and the businesses that people can find you right now and even use your services.
First, there's the interior design business. That is Interior Design by Talena. And you can find me on my website or social media, and everything is Interior Design by Talena.
That's a great name, too. Plus, the name Talena is it's a beautiful name and lends itself to what you're doing with Interior Design by Talena. How long have you been doing the interior design work?
9 or 10 years. And it started with the construction side of it. So I was doing kitchens, bathrooms, that sort of thing. Then it just sort of evolved, and I started doing the interiors in terms of furnishings and that sort of thing. And now I do both.
So if I'm keeping track and remembering when I first met you, you have at least 4 businesses.
And then on the construction side, it's Asher Building and Design. And then there is the closing stage, which is the staging business.
There you go.
And then there is, as of late now, BioSafe Tech, which is we are disinfecting for COVID.
So that's keeping you pretty busy.
It is.
And you have a personal life. You have a family, a husband. So I guess the first question, a lot of people that do a lot of things, driven people like yourself, how do you do the work-life balance, first of all? Let's talk a little bit about that because you're doing a lot of things and business needs our attention.
Yeah.
To have them grow and to be successful. So talk a little bit about balance.
Well, I'll be honest, I'm not always great at it.
I don't think anybody is. There you go. But you work at it, right?
Yeah, we do. And you know, my husband and I actually work together on the construction side of stuff. So, you know, sometimes we have to keep each other in check a little bit on having the work-life balance. And we do have a 4.5-year-old. So she's obviously going to remind us when she needs our attention too. And it's a lot different now with her being around all the time.
That's right.
We actually have somebody that has started coming to the house a few days a week since we haven't put her back in school yet. So that helps.
I think also, even no matter what our workload is or personal life, being organized has to be paramount.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of the organizational tools, procedures, or systems that you use that help you. Maybe we can learn from that.
Well, I am very big on keeping to my calendar. If there's ever an appointment, I always put it in there right away. Before I make another appointment, obviously I have to always consult my calendar because I can't remember it all. But a big part of it is, you know, other than appointments with clients or things like that, I don't schedule it, you know, weeks in advance, but I do schedule my days, you know, at least a day before. So I always want to know what it is that I'm doing the following day.
Other than our responsibilities, we want to have some recreation too, and that has to come into play. I would suppose you probably put that on the calendar when you want to take a break from work and do some things.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I work out every single morning. I am a very regimented person with that. So I usually wake up before my alarm goes off, but I always get that in. And I have a home gym, so I do that before anybody else wakes up.
What time do you get up? Just curious.
Well, it used to be 5:15, but since all of the COVID stuff, it's now 6. I gave myself a little bit of leeway.
Well, I think that's important. Early risers, getting a start. I know myself, when I get an early start on the day, that just helps so that a lot of things are done by the time 8 o'clock hits. That's kind of nice. Yeah. Going back to the businesses, any one of these businesses could be a full-time endeavor, I would think. Interior design, staging homes, helping people disinfect homes and offices, things like that, let alone a small construction business. Any of those things could be a full-time thing. What is it that has driven you, do you think, to reach out and do extra things? That's 4 businesses.
On the construction side, we've always been very, very busy, and I like it. It has a lot of stresses that come along with it. When you're managing renovations,
You're busting out walls, I'm guessing, sometimes.
all the time. Yes, and whether it's moving plumbing or whatever, but either way, you're having to keep track of a lot of other people's schedule, and they have things that come up in their life. So, you might have something scheduled and that person doesn't show up. So now you're having to move things around. And it is a lot of scheduling and keeping everybody on task. Well, when you're doing renovations, you find things that you didn't know until you opened a wall. And now there's, maybe water damage or something that's behind there that now we have to address, or additional things. So there's a lot of stressors that come along with the construction side, but the aspect of it that I love the most is doing the design and seeing the end result, seeing
Your before and afters, right?
Yes, I love those. Everybody loves those. I think when my clients are extremely happy with the end result, that's the side that I love. So that's kind of what pushed me into the design aspect of it, because I wanted to do even more of the parts that I love about the business. So for renovation and things like that, people, they find me initially because they're looking for somebody to help them with the design. If they are going to spend all this money and invest in their home and redo a kitchen or a bathroom or whatever the case may be, they want to make sure that they're making good decisions and that it turns out the way that they want. So often they find me for help with the design, but then they often ask, so do you know anybody that does the construction? Because most people don't have a contractor in their back pocket. And of course, then I always let them know that I do that as well. Occasionally, I do have a client that maybe they've already worked with a contractor in the past and they had a good experience with them, so they want to continue to work with them, and that's perfectly fine with me as well. But they do have to have me come back out at different points in the construction to consult with the contractor on making sure things are being done according to the design plan. So the benefit to having me do both is once I put my contractor hat on, they don't ever have to call me back out as a designer because I already know the plan.
And people in the last few months have been staying in their home more. They're looking around. They know what they like. They're finding out the things that they don't like. If they have the means, they want to make a change. I would think you're getting a lot of calls.
Absolutely. Yeah, it went to a screeching halt for a minute there when everything closed down. But honestly, that was good because I got a few more things done around my own house. But as soon as things opened back up, I just started getting flooded with phone calls and people contacting me through my Instagram and Facebook some, but mostly through my website. And for exactly the reason that you said, they have been sitting around their house, cleaning things out, and then realizing, it's finally time to get around to these projects that we've been putting off for so long. And the floodgates did pretty much open up. I've been really busy as of late, but I like being busy. I don't like sitting around.
There you go. And the idea, going back to your physical fitness regimen that you do in the morning, that is so important. I find that important too. And I like to do my exercising in the morning, get it out of the way. But also from the mindset standpoint, it just helps the mind to use that energy to concentrate, especially doing it in the morning. Sometimes I think about what I'm going to do that day, or I'll get some creative ideas and jot them down after the fact. So that's a great time to exercise. So if you're out there during this virus event and you don't have an exercise routine, highly encourage it for many reasons. Physical fitness, no doubt, but also it is good for the mind, right?
Yeah, it is. And I do a lot of thinking as far as business goes because I'm just by nature a morning person. I wake up and my mind is already going 100 miles an hour. So I do use that time to start kind of thinking through whatever, all sorts of things. I guess it really depends, but it's good for me for work too.
We're talking with Talena Gulash. Let's tell people, first of all, as we're moving through this, how they can reach you in case they're following along, they want to jot down your information.
You can reach me through my website, Interior Design by Talena, if you're looking for design help. Otherwise, if it's for doing occupied home staging, then that website is the closing stage. You can find me on social media for both businesses. And again, everything is Interior Design by Talena or the closing stage. You can find me. The phone number to always reach me is easy, 832-262-5379. 832-262-5379.
And I think, didn't we meet via LinkedIn?
Yeah,
that's
we did.
another thing that is a tool that lately I've had more activity on LinkedIn as far as show guests and other opportunities. It's interesting all the different ways that we can get our message out there. With these 4 businesses, for example, what do you do to bring your businesses forward using the social media platforms, and which ones do you like the most and use the most for these 4 businesses?
That's a good question. So I used to be on Facebook more than I am now, and but I do find that Instagram for me is easy because you can look up specific people that you want to find. And what I mean by that is, for instance, with the closing stage, the purpose of the business is for realtors to hire me for their listings. Obviously I want to find realtors that are in and around the Houston area. So you can specifically look up that. And once you find one Houston realtor, the interesting thing is realtors follow realtors.
Yes, they do. And there's a lot of them in Houston, Texas.
Yes, there are a lot of them. And so I like that, though, because if I follow a realtor, a lot of times they will follow back, which means I have the opportunity for them to see my content. So lately, I enjoy Instagram the most for that reason.
So that's a great thing. But other marketing things, obviously you're on a radio show right now, but what other marketing things do you do? I would think you get a lot of word of mouth, especially with remodeling and with everything you do. People are going to say, wow, that looks great. What happened? Well, we called Talena Gulash and she took care of things.
I have done a lot with either on the website or on Google. If you have a lot of the right meta tags on the back end and you know the type of words that people are going to search when looking for your business.
You're talking about Google?
Yeah, Google and on your website as well. If you have all of the meta tags or things that people would search when they're looking for whatever your service may be, in whatever industry, if that is on the back end of your website, then people are going to find you easier. And every single time I get a call from a new client, one of the first questions is, how did you hear about me? And I do get referrals, but a lot of times it's because of the work that I've done on my website and on Google, making sure that people find me.
Good to do those things, no doubt. As far as the website, who do you use for your website platform, by the way?
WordPress.
WordPress.
Yep. I have built websites and I've had other people build them for me. Some people don't know this, but it is on my website for my interior design business. But my background was actually, I had a marketing degree and a management degree. It wasn't even in interior design. But so I've always been, had a kind of entrepreneurial mindset and was, always knew I was going to have my own business.
Well, that was one of the things I was going to ask you. But first of all, you have a unique name. If anyone is listening to this, Talena Gulash, if they forget your website, if they forget any of that, but they say, man, I think I need someone to help me with my design at home. I'm getting ready to sell my home, stage my home. I'm a realtor. I need my home office disinfected. All they have to do is put your name in Google.
Pretty much, yeah.
And it's easy to spell, Talena, a beautiful name, Gulash, Gulash. It's right there. They'll find you very easily. So Talena Gulash, if you're driving, you can't write it down. Easy to remember. If you want to use the services, see more about Talena right there on all the websites. Let's go back quickly to the closing stage. Okay, interior design, that's awesome. You look at a room differently. You're able to put elements together, remove certain elements to make the home fun to live in, beautiful to look at, great to come home to. But the closing stage, I've talked to a lot of stagers. Your approach to home staging is a little bit different. So if a realtor's out there listening or someone getting ready to sell their home, first of all, staging is essential, in my opinion. Even if it looks good now, take it to that next level. But tell them about your approach to what you do to help realtors and people stage their home.
So, there are a lot of designers or stagers out there that, they bring in all of the, the nice, pretty things that they have that they keep in their warehouse. And they do that for vacant properties. Most of the time, to my knowledge, stagers are not going to bring in all their nice, pretty things with a family that has kids and dogs and whatever that could ruin it, right? Well, most listings, people are occupying that home. The sellers are living there. And especially if you get on MLS and you start looking at these listings, it's overwhelming, the stuff that you see in people's homes. They have a lot of stuff, and you accumulate a lot over time.
That's a good point. And I want to give people a little bit of homework here, because we have one of the best websites for real estate in the nation, no doubt, har.com. If you're not buying or selling, you just want to have a little bit of fun, take a break from Netflix, go to har.com, put in $1 million homes, 350, look at different areas, and then look at the pictures.
Yeah.
And you're going to see some are really good. The home's been staged. The photographs have been done professionally. And then you're going to see the opposite of that. And quite frankly, if you're in the process of buying or selling, that's going to be a great resource. Or if you just want a little entertainment, it provides that too, because of some crazy stuff we see.
Yeah, that's true. And so what I did is I said, how can I make this affordable so that realtors are using this service on all of their listings? And so if the listing agent pays for it, it's $199, and it's 2 hours, and we come in, and a lot of it is decluttering and depersonalizing, and then just moving things around or redesigning it with what the owner already has in the home. And it does, like you said, it makes the world of difference. And, they say that 85% of buyers are shopping for a home online.
That's right.
And I can imagine that's even more so now with everything that we're going through. But it just, goes to say that the pictures are the first thing that they see, and it's going to drive more traffic to that property. And so it's very important. And even if it wasn't a listing, when you enter a space, you get a feeling. It's good or it's bad. And that certainly goes with if you're considering whether or not you want to buy a home, if you're considering whether you want to go visit it. So you want to make sure that the staging is done properly, drive people to the home, and then obviously that's going to drive the price up.
That's right. And right now, depending on the price point, depending where the homes are not on the market that long. Those that have done these things, at least most of them, that have staged the homes, professional photography, clean, you get a nice feel soon as you pull up to it, includes curb appeal, and then, as you said, when you walk in, the feeling you get. I know when I've looked at homes, I pretty much know in the first minute that I want to see more or let's move on. And sometimes I want to see more just to see how bad it is, just out of curiosity. But I can tell if it's something I want or not pretty quick.
Right. Yeah. And I think that that's probably true with everybody. So, obviously you want to make sure that people are going to want to come visit the home and, go to an open house when they do have open houses. But the photos are going to be what does it. So we want to make sure that they present as best as possible.
Photos are key. So here you are, 4 businesses. People can reach out to you. Talena Gulash, home staging, interior design, remodel work, BioSafe Tech, where you're disinfecting, and you started that business just for the COVID event. How's that going, by the way?
It was slow at first. We thought a lot of people were going to be doing a lot more preventative maintenance, and they weren't. I think people were waiting to see what was going to happen. But as soon as things open back up and the positive cases are finding their way into businesses, we have been getting a lot of calls. Businesses,
restaurants?
A lot of restaurants.
Offices?
Yes, and offices.
Give us a quick idea when they come into a restaurant. That might be more complicated. They come into the restaurant, you go into the restaurant, let's say it's a small one, just to make it simple, and you disinfect it?
Yes.
What's the process?
So obviously it has to be vacant.
Everybody out except your people. Your team comes in.
Right, and so we have foggers or sprayers, and we do everything. So we turn the chairs over. We want to make sure somebody might grab underneath the seat as they're scooting in. I forgot about that.
Yes.
Yeah, and so but our product is actually can be used in the front and the back of the house. And what I mean by that is they don't have to worry about the food prep areas. It's safe for that, and it is EPA registered and CDC approved product to kill specifically COVID-19. It's one of those things that we put a sign in the windows of any business that we have disinfected, so that as people are coming in, they know right upon
It's like
entry.
it's certified, so to speak, in a way.
Absolutely, yeah.
Look at that.
And it has our 877 kill virus phone number on there for anybody else who might need the service.
And the phone number is
877 kill virus.
How did you get that? That is another marketing stroke of genius in your arsenal.
Yes, it is. Actually, I think if I recall correctly, my husband and I were looking up whatever phone numbers were available, but we wanted to make sure it was catchy, and that one was out there, and so we bought it up.
877 kill virus. You're on the job. Okay, 4 businesses. Why not 5, 6, or 7?
I
What's next?
I might. Hey, the year is still going. You never know.
One of the great things about what you're doing is, as I look at just the 4 businesses, they're harmonious. That what you do for one helps the other, helps your clients for the other, and and you're nimble. You were able to tag on a 4th business when you saw the opportunity, while other people may have been freaked out or cowering with this virus event. You're looking at it as an opportunity that you've created and made a real opportunity, and you're out there doing business now in a short order.
Yeah,
way to go.
Thanks.
And that's inspiring, quite frankly. So if you're out there listening and thinking about, what do I do next in my career? If you're a young person, take a note here. Being nimble and watching and looking what's around and where those opportunities are, and not just think about them, but actually try them and do them.
Yeah, and it's something that we're doing that is also with the idea in mind that we want to help businesses stay open.
That's right.
It's not good for any of us if businesses are closed. So this service, obviously, yes, it is an opportunity and is another avenue of, a way to make money, but it is something that is helpful. And I like to think that we're doing something good and kind of giving back in a way as well. And we have had a lot of gyms too. Pilates studios, yoga studios, because they're all touching all the same things. So that is another place and we actually have had some people do more preventative maintenance in those types of places because they want to make sure that their members are going to continue to come back and feel safe doing so.
That is exactly right. And really, I do hope we're helping people here in terms of inspiration, that there's a lot that we can do. Think of our ideas, think of the strengths that we have, because we're all different. We all have different talents and strengths and abilities. So if you're out there at any age, I mean, even Colonel Sanders, he had that chicken recipe. I don't know how old he was. It's 60s, and it's still tasty. Mm-hmm. Talena Gulash, 4 businesses right here. You can Google Talena Gulash. You can call 877-KILL-VIRUS for the disinfecting business, the closing stage. Give the other number again, if you would, please.
Yep, 832-262-5379. 832-262-5379.
Hey, listen, I got a lot of things going myself that I'm excited about doing, but now, after talking to you, I've got just another touch of inspiration. Thank you for that, and I hope we've touched somebody out there, young, old, wherever you are. Talena Gulash, check her out. The number is
832-262-5379.
If you looked at your home and it's time for a remodel, closing stage, interior design, she's got it right there. Thanks, Talena, for being on the show.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Successful Living with Bill Knapik, and today, Talena Gulash. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. Are you having trouble getting the Wi-Fi to work in your home? You know, if the home is over 4,000 square feet, it's going to be really tough to get the box from the service provider to do the job for you. Let me tell you about Jacqueline and Donnie from Media Systems. They have a team of high-tech professionals that know how to solve this. They also work on all kinds of home automation systems like Crestron, Lutron, and Control4. Look, if you don't mow your own yard or work on your own car, why are you wasting time with this stuff? Call Jacqueline and Donnie, your home technology advisors, and have their team take care of this for you. Media Systems has been in business for 40 years in Houston, and they're ready to help. Check them out at mediasystems.com, mediasystems.com, or call 713-426-0900, 713-426-0900, mediasystems.com. It may be time to enhance your sales skills or to bring your team's skills to a higher level. Call Neil Benedict with Silverbrick Sales Solutions at 281-771-2876. Increasing your sales results is a combination of many components. Training is one of the essentials. Silverbrick Sales Solutions uses the Sandler training method. Neil Benedict, 281-771-2876. Are you ready to increase your sales? Find out how Neil can help you. That's Neil Benedict at 281-771-2876. The website is silverbricksolutions.sandler.com.